Hey everyone, it's Sam. I have been MIA again another month. I'm sorry I get really behind on this sometimes. Life has just gotten so busy after my fourth kid. So I'm now at BOLC in San Antonio. So if any of you are nearby, you need any advice or anything like that, I'm not going to say that I will meet you necessarily because I can't according to BOLC rules, but please email me if you have any questions or anything like that, because I am at Fort Sam until May 15th. I do have to go to the field for 10 days, so if you can get a waiver for BOLC, you should definitely take the time to do that. I was so busy with making sure I passed my rotations and studying for the pants that I did not do the waiver, and I am regretting it because you're here with brand new lieutenants that are direct commissioning, or captains, or even majors that are direct commissioning. So, but you're hearing a lot of the stuff you already know if you've been through even BLC. So it's kind of boring and tiring, and then it's pushing you even later with getting to your unit, getting your credentialing going, and all of that. Some people have asked, not necessarily you guys, but in case it's a question in the future, with like pay and commissioning. So I graduated on 31 January, I believe, that whatever that Friday was, and that's technically my first day as a commissioned officer. But my MPD, or personnel services, PSB, personnel services branch, or military personnel division, they were a little behind in getting my DD 214 done. So our branch manager could not bring me back in without having, like, he referred to it as, I can't rehire you if you're not fired. So once it got done, it was like a week later, like February 7th or something like that, and I was able to get back in. I've not seen the jump in pay yet. I believe it'll be on the end of month pay because any changes have to take place before the first of the month for you to see it on that month. And then the mid-month pay typically doesn't change from the previous month because all of the extra factors haven't went into account yet. Yeah, here's my BOLC patch, and here's my lieutenant. So yeah, all is well. You don't get until you do all the stuff for your credentialing. When you get to your first unit, you won't, and you actually start working, like you're assigned as a physician assistant, then you start getting like I think there's like another pay for having your credentialing. So it's been a minute. I passed my surgery exam. I think I told everyone that. I think I told everyone I graduated because a lot of people say congratulations, and thank you so much. And especially thank you to those people who are like, you motivated me, or you had some sort of impact on you, whether it be just the Army, whether it be PA school, or IPAP, or anything like that. That was my goal with these videos, was just to shed a little light for everybody questioning, and maybe like give clarity where it looked like there was just fog. So that was my goal, because that's what I wish I would have had applying to and going through IPAP. And now that I took my pants and passed it by a lot more than I thought. You have to get at least a 350 typically on your pants, and I got a 455. That's out of 800, but I know like one person that got he used to be phase 2 at Bragg, and phase 2 director at Bragg, and he's now retired, but he's a PA, a trauma PA or something. He works in vascular, and he got like a 650 on his recert. Smart guy. I wish I could hold as much information as he does. So by the way, I'm really bad at names, so if I ever don't remember your name, I usually know your face. Sometimes I'm like, you look familiar, but I don't know what I know you from. That's happened to me twice in the last couple weeks. Um, but somebody came up to me today, my first day back in Medco. I got to BOLC last week and we did 3 days of in-processing. So today we started classes at Medco, and one of the sophomores in IPAP came up to me and said he watches my videos, and that made me feel really nice. So thank you. I believe your name was Matthew. Thank you so much for like hollering at me down. I know I was rushing to class because I had to pee and then I didn't want to be late. But thank you for saying hey, and please reach out if you need anything. I'm here, I'm available, even if you just want to bounce ideas or anything like that. My email, I'll put it in the notes per usual. If for some reason you're like, I don't see it here, just comment and I can reply to you with my email. But yes, I am a PAC, physician assistant certified now. So I'm going to Fort Hood. I did reach out to the unit already because once you're in the Army long enough, you know contacts, especially going through IPAP. Let me tell you what, it's a very small community. Army is small, for any of you that doubt that. Maybe you're reserve or something, but for active duty, it feels very small. And then IPAP, PAs is smaller, and then IPAP is even smaller. So, but once you know people, you can usually get guidance. You can usually make contacts. It's all about networking. So I know somebody that was at Fort Hood for phase 2, staying at Fort Hood, going to a unit that is like like not the battalion I was going to go to, obviously, but another unit. And then they told me a PA that was in my brigade. So I reached out, my email got sent up to the division PA, and he told me that my battalion already has a PA. So hopefully by the time I get there, they'll find me a slot, because I really want to just, we do this because we want to help people, we want to heal, we're passionate about what we do, or else we wouldn't endure the grueling 29 months, 33 months for me. But yeah, it's exciting now, and especially because I know several people that aren't doing that entirely great. There are a lot of people, I'd say a lot, it's probably a handful, but it feels like a lot, that have not passed their PANCE. So all we can really do is pray for them and give them tips on how we pass, but everybody is different, so they've got to figure out what works for them or what has worked for them in the past, and sometimes we change up our rhythm without even knowing it. I think I had a couple questions. One comment said, have you heard about doing phase 2 in Korea? I have not, but there is a huge need for Korea. I believe the list that came out for the graduates that will be graduating in June, I believe that, and this is for PAs, so it's not students, but I believe there were like 5 slots for South Korea for PAs. In addition, they're downsizing certain hospitals in the DoD. So like Fort Eisenhower, they are actually getting rid of I believe, IPAP, because they're also getting rid of their residencies, or at least some of them. So there's Eisenhower is downsizing. They're going to be like a glorified clinic. So they won't be able to like really have IPAP, because we need to do like internal medicine rounds and stuff, and they're going to be more of like a clinic, not what else? I think there's another base, maybe Fort Leonard Wood, but I could be wrong, don't quote me on that, I didn't say that. So yeah, South Korea would not surprise me. I actually ran into 2 instructors today, and I should have asked them, but the instructors are really awesome. They just were like, hey, how are you? Oh, you're in BOLC now? How you passed? Oh, amazing. Like they have been rooting for you since day one, and they will continue to root for you. So I love all the instructors here. So I would say those are also networks that you can keep in mind. But I mean, I think one of them is probably PCSing, so I don't know about the other one. But I had a couple other questions emailed to me. I did review a couple LOIs in the last month or two. I can't remember. I think they were after my last video. I'm not sure, but if you need me to review one, send it to me. If you need me to review anything else, if you want to send me your whole packet and have me like scan it, it just may take some time to get back. And I replied to 2 people's emails today. They weren't asking anything in specifically. One, I had already went back and forth with her, but I just replied to her last email because I noticed I'd never replied. Just like reassuring her that she can always reach out. And then another mail, and here I replied to him, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see that you texted me, I think it was like 12 days ago. And so I think he actually texted me like the day. Oh, it was the day after I got my result. Oh, I was actually had a mediation all day that day. So, a legal mediation. So, that's why I didn't reply. Sorry, dude. But I replied to you today and you already got it and replied back. So, awesome. Thank you. So I apologize if ever you're like, I want this answer. I need this answer. Just email me again. Like, just blow up my email if you need to. I will never be offended. Trust me. I do realize everybody's packet should be in that's applying this year. So good luck to all of you. I will, I've been praying for certain people because they've come to me by name. But obviously, I know some people probably watch this and they don't really say anything. So I'm a big believer and it works out exactly how it's meant to. And God's plans are bigger than ours. So His will be done. I will pray for everyone that happens. That's not always our will, unfortunately. Like moving to Fort Hood, Texas. But the more I get with it, the more excited I am. I think I'm gonna like the being outside. I think I'm gonna like being able to deploy and like really lean on my skills and enhance them. I think there's a lot of good PAs at the unit. I have a lot of people I went to IPAP with, but I recycled because of the baby, so they are already there, and so it's gonna be a good time, I think. And I'm excited, even though my kids are in high school, my 2 older ones, and I didn't want to move them. I think it's gonna be good for them as well. There was another screenshot I had. Okay. Sorry, my phone's on the screen. Somebody asked about Sophia Learning, AMU, American Military University, for those of you that don't know. I did take a couple classes through AMU. I really liked it. I don't think that it, like, you can breeze through their classes, to be honest, so you could get a degree very easily, and I think we should all be honest with ourselves and admit that. Or at least most people very easily, I guess. Most people go on to try to be a PA very easily. Maybe there are a sub or a cohort of people that it's not as easy for, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but AMU won't push you to learn as much as IPAP, obviously. If you're taking like AMP or chemistry or whatever, well, you don't take chemistry, but you take biochem at IPAP, it's not going to push you in those subjects. So you have to understand that just because you took it at AMU doesn't mean you're going to know what you're saying or doing whenever you get to IPAP. So as long as you understand that, if you're trying to take something so that you boost your GPA, go for it. He seemed to also like Sophia Learning, but I can't really have an opinion on that because I haven't experienced it. If you're looking to boost your GPA, definitely use it to your advantage. If you're looking to enhance your learning so that you can do better when you get to IPAP, or you're more prepared for IPAP, I would not take that course. But that's just me. And I came from no medical background, if any of you guys don't remember. So came from enlisted military intelligence, and now I'm here. So it's crazy. Another question on that email was, how did I prepare for the PA-CAT? Were there any strategies I found helpful, and things I wish I would have done differently when preparing? So when you sign up to take the PA-CAT, you pay for it, you get access to Exam Master, and that actually has a ton of modules and practice questions specifically guided for you taking the PA-CAT. I remember 100% that I saw questions on the Exam Master, and then I saw them on the PA-CAT. And I only studied for like 30 minutes. It was less than an hour for sure before I went and took it. So definitely, like, if you have the time, I would do it. If you don't have the time, don't do it. PA-CAT is the like least thing on your application. Like, there's no requirement. It may help you, but it cannot hurt you. So there's no minimum or anything like that. That's why I only studied for 30, 45, whatever it was, like day of. So, excuse me. I never felt sick, but I have this cough that I just can't get rid of. So I would have done more of those questions, I think, because that's just like ingraining it. SAT, they're like, I assume it's straightforward, but any advice? SAT, if I had to like have someone other than buying like a SAT prep book or something like that, I would use Khan Academy. It's a free resource online. Or if there's certain subjects you suck at, like I know trig absolutely destroys me whenever I look at it. You can use YouTube. I forget how many resources YouTube has until I go through my surgery rotation, and one of the residents is sitting there watching the surgery on their phone before we go in, and I'm just like, wow, this is wild how far technology has gone. So if there's, sorry, it's like 7:39 and I'm already like, why am I not in my pajamas? I'm so old. If there is any question about that, if you're unsure of the SAT, I would make a Khan Academy account and go through all their modules and do the practice questions and those things. Because SAT, you do have to have a minimum. I think it was 1,000. I'm sorry, I don't have it up, and I know that sometimes they tinker with the requirements every year, so I don't want to say anything for certain. Refer to the MILPER on the Army IPAP recruiting page, or any other guidance if you're like Air Force or Navy or anything like that. I do know more people that have passed the PANCE than have not, so don't let me scare you by saying like some people haven't. I do know more people that have than have not, and some people had extenuating circumstances, so keep that in mind as well. If you have like a lot of stressors or events like happening right before, you're probably not gonna do the best. So it's up to you if you want to still go through and take it and see how you do and get the experience of taking it. Once you get to this point, obviously, I'm speaking far ahead for some people. But you can take it after 90 days. You can apply to NCCPA to take it earlier than that. They may or may not approve it. And you can take it up to 6 times in your life. However, for the Army, you can only take it up to 4 times. I currently do know of somebody who's failed it 3 times, so I'm super nervous about that. And but you can take it up to 4 times before your reclass needs of the Army, likely. So now that you're an officer, if you came from enlisted, they're probably gonna not send you back to enlisted. Probably like make you a meadow, or like if you're a female, they're probably sending you to like field artillery or something. I don't know, but combat arms, But I think that was all the questions. I don't think there were so very many. A lot of people telling me congratulations. Thank you. I'm ready to get to my unit. I don't report until 15th of June. Go on vacation with my husband after BOLC. We have been apart a lot, and even when we're physically together, we're mentally apart, or at least I am. It's been a rough 3 years, so, and he's home with all 4 kids right now while I'm at BOLC, sleeping in a hotel. So, yeah, we are having an adult vacation for a week, so you may not even reach me that week because we'll be out of the country, on a tropical island. Thank goodness. I did height and weight this morning and passed. Yay, my first height and weight after my 4th baby. And then I have my AFT on Wednesday, which I'm not worried about. I usually do really well. I know I might not do well as I usually do. It's been 2 years since I've taken one after getting pregnant and having now a 9-month-old. But it'll all buff. It's easy to pass, so I'm not too concerned. Although in BOLC, I learned today, they do give you, if you do really well in your testing and your field stuff, you do have to go to the field for 10 days. If there's you get a first time go at all of the graduation requirements, basically. They have a sword, but it's a saber, but it's a sword, and it's a silver saber, and they etch your name into it as the lynch leader. And I don't know who it's named after, because everything in the army is named after somebody, but it would be really cool to have, but I don't think I can get it. The tiebreaker is, if you, like, everybody ace their test and everything, tiebreaker is the AFT, which I'm actually pretty studied out, so I'm not sure how much I'm gonna study for these quizzes. I might just make sure I pass. Yeah, but iPad is going back to class with me tomorrow so that I can study slides for a couple more weeks. It's like PTSD standing in Medco. But anyway, and this is a TDY en route for anybody, if you are questioning it at one point in the future and you're watching this, if you're not going back to your home station, it's technically a TDY en route. So, yeah, I have to, like, just fly back on my own dime to move my family. So, I probably gave a lot of useless information for where some of my listeners or watchers are. If you have any questions, anything, please let me know. Please reach out to me. I don't have anything I can think of right now, but yeah, I'll put my email down below, and then I will mostly be in Texas for the next 3 years, although I think I am deploying to Europe next year, so that'll be fun. But all right, I hope you guys have a blessed night. I hope you guys get lots of rest and try not to stress. If you put your packet in this year, I will pray for you, and hopefully you do not stress too hard. I know the worst part is waiting, and you have until, it's usually like the last week of June when board results release. So, but always reach out to me, even if you're just telling me, hey, I got in. I will be so excited for you, and then I can pray for you again. Okay. If anyone has any needs, reach out. See you guys later. Bye.